Everybody has $1 million idea. The thing is, nobody fucking does anything about it. If that sounds like you're not an ideas guy. You're just broke. Guys, we're going to talk to you about today. Today, we're going to talk about the ideas guy. Everyone has one of these people in your life, and this is why in business, there are people that have ideas, and I'm going to explain to you why some of them never get off the ground. In fact, a lot of them don't get off the ground. I'm going to tell you how to avoid these pitfalls, and I'm going to tell you how to notice if you are one of these idea guy people. Because unfortunately, when it comes to idea guy people, and I use the term idea guy to kind of encompass anyone, you can be a girl or a guy, whatever it is, but let's call them ideas people. Usually, these people have a reasonable amount of intelligence. They're quite astute. They know a lot about stuff. They're generally read across multiple fields, be it from current events to whatever the field they're working in, and so on and so forth. And as a result, they have ideas. Completely normal. The question is, what happens? Why do these ideas never eventuate? I'm going to start off with a story, and I'm going to explain to you how sometimes you right now watching this might be an ideas person, and for whatever reason, you're not getting your ideas off the ground. And I'm going to tell you some of the internal monologue that you probably are telling yourself, and you're going to be like, yeah, that is me. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Right, we're going to start with a story. I'm going to tell you a story about a certain gentleman that I was working with when I was selling my supplements in Australia. Really smart guy. He was a buyer for one of the major companies that I was dealing with. Overall, as a person, no dramas with him. Really, easy to talk to. He was someone that you could sit down and have conversations about business for a while. He was interesting on that level, right? The thing that I noticed about him, though, he had this sense of needing to please, and he had these strange ways of operating his life. For example, it was all very third party and very instructional based. And what I mean by that, I'm going to give you guys an example. There are people, let's say, for example, that are naturally good with women, right? And they will go out and they have a certain amount of charm about themselves, and they're able to talk to women without too much effort. They somehow innately know what to say because it comes from a natural place. It's not this forced scripted sort of dialogue that they have to rehearse in their heads in order for them to be successful. They just tend to be themselves, and they tend to get it out, and when it gets out, it works, right? Then you have these other group of people. I'm not too sure if some of you younger generation remember this, but there was a time when pickup artists were a big thing, right? There were people at Mystery, and there was a whole crew of people that had pickup skills, and they did all this wacky shit in order to get women, and they followed these scripts, and they did all these things, and it was very unnatural for the person, right? And as a result, when you would go out to nightclubs, you'd see this group of people, and they would be very monotone, robotic, and almost scripted versions of themselves attempting to achieve success with women. And a lot of the time it didn't work because it just seemed like a script and a badly played one, right? So this particular guy was in the latter category. Everything he did seemed like a script in order for him to seem cool or somehow intelligent or just, I guess, meant to be in the position he's in. The funny thing about him is, on a normal level, he was quite intelligent. He knew a lot about a lot, but he didn't have that internal belief in himself for whatever reason. When he articulated what he wasn't able to be the real thing, right? So he relied on these scripts, and as a result, it was always a shadow of who he really was. And if you guys are following along, a lot of you might be thinking that. A lot of you guys might be reading advice on the internet on how to be a good salesman or how to be a good X, Y, and Z, whatever field you're trying to get into. And I assume if you're watching this video, you're business related, you're AI related, and you wanna sharpen your salesman skills. Well, what I'm going to lead into is being a good salesman is also being good at being you. And then from there on, you build. And we're going to explore that a little bit more. But this guy, basically, at one point, he kind of came up to me. He's like, Volko, I have this formula, and it's $1 million formula, and it's a great idea. I want you to make a product, right? And I want 50-50 on it, and you're going to do this, and this for me, and I'm just going to provide the formula. I'm like, okay, well, let's explore this idea. Are you going to handle any of the distribution? No. I don't have the money for that. I'm like, okay, well, do you have anything to invest? Like, do you have any capital to invest? No, I don't. I'm like, okay, well, are you at least going to then handle some of the sales? Don't really have time for that. I got a full-time job. I'm like, okay, so you want me to handle production, distribution, marketing, fulfillment, invoicing, taxes, compliance. And what are you bringing to the table? Bringing the formula. It's a great formula. It's a $1 million idea. Now, for those of you who don't understand supplements, in the world of supplements, specifically in Australia, there is only so many variations you can play with the formula. There's not a lot of, technically speaking, new stuff you can really do that are $1 million ideas. If a new ingredient comes out, everybody knows about it, and then it'll get tagged into something else. Like, it's not, there's nothing really insanely special here, right? So you have to know that in order to understand this, what you're trying to pitch here. And I'm like, this person was so convinced that his idea was $1 million idea. I'm like, and I said to him, I'm like, why don't you do it? Like, you seem to have so much belief in this particular product to the point where you think it's $1 million idea. Why are you telling me then? Like, why are you telling me about this $1 million idea? I'm like, and I flipped it on him. I'm like, look, if you want, I can help you get set up. I can help you get product development done. I can help you with compliance, blah, 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 blah. Small investment. If you want, I'll invest into it. And then you can handle the sales and distribution. And let's see how it goes. Nah, it's just the time and the this and the that, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I'm realizing, I'm like, well, here you go. Hot air, right? $1 million idea, hot air. And that's the thing, guys. Everybody has $1 million ideas. Everyone you talk to on the street probably has about $4 or $5 million ideas. The problem is never the idea, it's the execution of the idea. Anyone can come up with an idea. Even now, today, with AI, you can have $1 million app idea. But if you don't want to do the work to get it off the ground, to get it published, what's the point of your $1 million app idea? It doesn't work. And by the time you realize all the steps that you need to jump through in order for this $1 million idea to actually even be feasible, you're going to understand the difficult aspects of business. You're going to understand so much more. There is no such thing as $1 million idea on itself. It's a movie concept. It's a fallacy. It's a lie. No one comes up to you and be like, hey, give me $1 million idea, and that's it. And then all you need to do is brainstorm ideas. Imagine that as a job. Like, that's awesome, right? No. Even if you have an idea, and let's say you're completely dirt broke, poor, and for whatever reason you somehow want to get an investor on board, you still have to come up with sales pitches. You still have to have some sort of skill set. You have to prove your concept works. There is so much more to just having an idea. And guys, this is not the first time I've heard someone tell me this. There's another person that I know quite well. Also, ideas. It's always the ideas. It's like, oh, I had this idea for this one thing, but I just didn't do it, and I didn't do it because I'm too lazy, and at least this one was a little bit more honest about it. But it's $1 million idea. I'm just an ideas guy, and that's kind of like how they sell it to themselves. I'm just an ideas guy. Like, I'm just too busy at work, but I'm an ideas guy, I'm like, well, fucking, what makes you any special than fucking your neighbor or the guy down the road? Like, you all have ideas. You just put a nicer label on it, and you're able to articulate the fact that you have an idea. Like, it doesn't change the fact that you haven't done shit about it, right? you're still in the same spot with no fucking product, right? So, to all you young entrepreneurs out there that are looking to build a business with AI, and you're looking to generate some sort of income with your idea, validating an idea is important. It's very important. But what I would suggest for you to do is work out how you're going to build this idea. Give yourself time for it. Give yourself a time frame and set it like a job. So let's say if you have a 9-to-5 job, right? And if you're watching this, you're a young entrepreneur, you probably have some form of part-time job or some sort of full-time job in order for you to sustain yourself. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a life hack. Those of you that are in retail are actually quite lucky. Let's say if you're in a retail store and it's not really a super busy store, you guys are probably in the best position to build your idea out if you're using AI and you want to build an app. There's so many times that I have seen some young person sitting behind a counter just doom scrolling on Instagram, waiting for the customer to come. They're not cleaning the store. They're not doing the job obviously their boss wants them to do. And I notice, I've owned retail stores. I've seen my own staff do it. I've literally had to ban phones because they would not get shit done, right? But I see this. I'm in Russia right now. I see it even in Russia. So I see young people doom scrolling to death. And I'm thinking, fuck, imagine you're young. You have time to do shit. You have time on your side. You're sitting there doing fuck all. And you could build something. Pull out your fucking laptop. Pull it out. Open up Claude Code. Start building a fucking idea. Build it while you're getting paid. Fucking build it while someone is paying you a paycheck. Instead of fucking doom scrolling on Instagram, you could be making money one day. Or at the fucking very least, you're learning a skill. You're learning a valuable skill. Learning how to vibe code, which some people will laugh at you because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But it is a skill, especially if you start going deep into it. You're going to learn a lot of things. So, ideas, people. If you are calling yourself an ideas person, but you have zero ability to execute your ideas, you're not an ideas person. You are a person. There is nothing special about you. Everybody has ideas. How and when you execute your ideas is the difference between you, your neighbor, your fucking friends, and everyone else around you. So if you want to make something, guys, go ahead and start slow. Doesn't have to be fucking 15 hours a day. If you can't do it, if you have jobs, I get it. Life can be expensive. Start slow. 3 hours a night. 3 hours a night. You hit the gym. You got your fucking push-ups in. You jump on your laptop and you start fucking vibe coding. You start learning the skill. Next day, you know what? 1 week passes. Maybe you're going slower than everyone else. Maybe it's taking you a little bit of extra time. But you're still ahead of the rest of them. You're still fucking ahead of the rest of the people that just sitting around with their ideas, talking about it when they're having a beer with their friends, but doing fuck all about it. So, to everyone, message of the video. Ideas are great. Execution is better. If you're somebody that is working a retail job or a job where you have a lot of free time on your hands between whatever your main task is, make sure you complete your main task. Be good to your employers. They have families to feed too. But if you do have the luxury of that free time, make sure you're using that paid time for your own self-development, or at the very least building your side hustle, because in 2026 there is never a better and easier time for you to generate extra income and make a future for yourself than it is today, young people. And I pray to God some of you who watch this enjoy this video and get some sort of fucking fire up your little assholes to do something with your lives and build something wonderful. I'll see you guys on the very next one.